Hey everybody, welcome back. Hey, I was going to have you show you today. This is a woodworking fitting attachment clamp, however you want to call it. But I don't really care for these here. These little inserts. I've got a kit of them. They serve a purpose. They have a place. Don't get me wrong. But now, granted, these aren't the same kind, but this is what's in the kit. It's basically just you drill a hole in the wood the size of the inside of your thread, and then they've got an Allen head on them, and you just put an Allen wrench in, you screw it into the wood, and then these particular ones that I'm using for this are 5/16 on the inside. So you just take a 5/16 bolt and thread into it. And part of the reason, the part I'm getting at, these aren't bad inherently. Depends on what you use them for. And I just got these off Amazon, furniture screw-in nuts, threaded nut inserts, whatever you want to call it. And they weren't expensive. This whole kit I think was $15. But the reason why I say what I say is I'm fixing a chair that I've had the chair for a while, and it's a solid wood chair. The only thing is these little inserts, they have them in there, and all you got is these little threads that's holding on. Now, the thing I do like, and I didn't, until after I already paid for these and got them in, I didn't know that, even though it's solid wood, I didn't know it came from China. Excuse me. I prefer a different jointing method for chairs. I mean, it is what it is. I already got them. I got to fix them. So, but if you look, the threads on this one go all the way around. And the problem that I had with these is it had the gaps in between the threads. And what happens is over time, sitting in the chair, the wood gets to, it moves a little bit. Well, then these, the bolts in there underneath, I'm sure some of you have seen them, they get loose. And then the chair gets to kind of rickety. Well, if you tighten it more than once or twice, or you get too crazy with it, it breaks these little tabs off, and then it just pops all the way out. Now, they don't do this at the factory, or at least with these chairs they didn't, because there's multiple of these chairs I've had to fix off of this set that we bought. But, and one of these days I'm just going to break down and make my own set of chairs, but I haven't got to yet. But these are slightly oversized than what this was to start with. So the hole that's in there is pretty tight with these. So I'm going to go ahead and run them in, but I'm also going to cover these with epoxy first. We'll put a little piece of tape over the bottom so epoxy doesn't get all up in the threads I need for the bolt. But I'm going to put some epoxy on these and run them down in and let them cure. But I was just going to show you guys these here. And part of the problem is, like, this is the backing plate that is actually fitted onto this chair here. And when those inserts wore out, this whole thing just popped out because they did actually glue this to this a little bit. I've got it cleaned up enough. I tried to keep all of the original wood that I could so I'd have more to glue back to. But they did glue it. I got one little spot here I got to clean off still with glue. They did have glue on that. But that's the bad thing is when these that's in the legs in the side area, when they break out, stuff like this happens. So I'm going to re-glue this, put new inserts in. And the part I was talking about with that these aren't inherently bad. I prefer a different method for chairs, but these serve a purpose. Just like I got another video on my channel about riv nuts. they're not the ideal fix for everything, but there are certain situations where they are very important and they do come in good, come in very handy. And that's where these kind of fall in. Now, if you're making a table that is going to sit and you're not going to be moving it a bunch, these are great. These are actually, if your tabletop's thick enough and you put these in your tabletop and then you screw the legs with these to the tabletop, works excellent for that. I don't care for them in chairs just because of the wiggling, and then as you tighten them they pop out. These are going to hold a little better because I'm going to put the epoxy around them, and it's pretty tight of a hole I'm running them in, but ultimately these are not a good fix. But that's, I don't want to redesign this entire chair, and if I do anything to this chair, then I got to do it to all the other chairs I have that kind of match this one. And I was going to show you too, this is the quality control that comes out of whatever factory these were made at in China. But the original dowels that were in there, they had no glue on them. They were just sitting in there. This one's got a little, it wiggles a little bit, not much, but this one over here is, if I get you up there where you can see it, this one's fairly loose. So I'll re-glue them, or I'll glue them. And like I said, it is what it is. I'm going to do the best I can with what I got to work with. Now, personally, I like either Titebond 3 or Titebond 2. They're pretty much the same glue, I think. It's just 3 to me has less work time that you can play with it. And this is actually 2 in here. I bought this gallon jug that had this on sale. Compared to this, it was like $10 cheaper. So, and it's, to me, for what I do, it serves the same purpose either way. And there are other good wood glues out there. That's just the one. Titebond's the one that I prefer to use. So after I drop these dowel pins, I'll go ahead and put a bunch of glue in the hole there. And yeah, I know it's loose, but like I said, I'm going to do what I can with what I got. It's going to be good enough for what I'm doing. Because this will, I'll set this chair. It's probably actually going to be sturdier than the other ones I got, because all of these little screws in here are loose on all of them, and I need to take all of those inserts out before they break and replace them with these other inserts. So, go stupid crazy with the glue. We can clean it up later. And this one's, I've had the lid off of this one. It's starting to get a little, getting a little thick. So we're gonna glue her up. Put all kinds and bunches and lots in there. And get this side in there. Alright. Woodworking mallet. I got a video making one of these on the lathe out of a bowling pin. And that actually, the little groove in there, almost all your bowling pins have voids in them because they all have to be the exact same weight, and it's all hard maple, so different densities of the maple, and they put little grooves when they make them. You can look online. I don't have a video. I got a video of making one of these, but not bowling pins. They just take maple chunks and glue them together, and laminate them together, and then you can see like the line right here where they've got some maple line. So I need to make another one of these. I took a couple of these up to my booth that I've got and sold them. So, and let me go get some clamps here. Hey, don't forget, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I've got some previous videos on there of me giving a challenge to Jack Doherty. If you guys want to watch that, if any of you know Jack. And I don't know. He may not even be relevant. I don't know. That may be something from a couple of years ago that I just seen the other day and made a video on. I don't know if he's already. I don't know if he's still if he's a bad guy still or a nice guy. I don't know. So, all right. So here's this. I got that back plate drying. So, get this. And sometime I'll get it set right here. Now I am going to just you know what, I was going to put some epoxy in these holes, but I think I'm just going to put some wood glue on them. I'm going to do a little experiment. Instead of mixing up some epoxy, I'm just going to mix up some wood, or use some wood glue and see how well that works. It's like an experiment, because I've done this kind of stuff with epoxy before, and right now I'm putting way too much glue in the holes, so just in case you're wondering. I've wanted to experiment this with glue, and this is just perfect time to do that. And I have let me check the hole depth here. Oh yeah, I have the depth, and if you have, excuse me, if you have the room to do it, these are the ones I was thinking about using, but I have some longer ones. They're not much longer, about a 1/4 inch. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use these, because that'll give me a little bit more thread to get some purchase in there. So let me drop you down here. Some of this excellent camera work here. There you go. There we go. So really on this one, it's just got the 4 holes, 2 on that side, 2 on this side, and you just start that in there. Let me bring you up a little bit. Hey everybody, sorry about that. Apparently when I moved the camera down, I hit a button that stopped the recording. So luckily I noticed it before I got all of the threaded inserts in. So if you see when you see the weird stop and then to this, if you get this far in the video, I still have one I can show you putting that in. So apologize for that. So here it is. Yeah, get on here. There we go. So I've already got the other 3 in. Like I said, I didn't notice the video had stopped until I got to this 4th one. But something I was talking about putting these other ones in. I should have started this with I should have done 2 with glue and 2 with epoxy, just to kind of see, you know, which one would possibly work better. I'm going to guess that the epoxy would work better, but I kind of wanted to try this. Plus, these chairs they're fairly old. So the wood's, you know, pretty dry. That's something, if you get into fixing older furniture and stuff, a lot of times you run into the wood's pretty dry and not really so much crumbly, but it acts way different than like fresh wood, I guess. So I got those 4 in. Let me, without hitting a button, let me try to lift you back up. Hey, if I get enough of you guys to subscribe and I get the channel growing big enough, maybe I can get some equipment that's not janky. So, there we go. Don't touch buttons. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. So, I got the 4 inserts in. Now, these are okay. You could put a bolt in them now if you wanted. But I got to wait on the chair top. I got to wait on it to dry. And like I said, I got to get some longer bolts because I don't know where the bolts went that were in the chair. Because this insert I took out is a 5/16 insert, so I put 5/16 back. But the new ones are just a shade wider, just a tiny bit wider than these. So they fit in there pretty tight, which is a good thing. And this is oak, so it's a nice hardwood. You don't need fine threads with it. The coarser the threads, the better. Like if this was pine, fine thread would be better, so you get more purchase. But these are oak chairs, so that's well, there you go. Got them in. That's gluing. I'll do another video later with this. But there you go. I will show these getting put together. The main thing I wanted to talk to people about was these inserts, and they are good for what they do. In the right area of work, they work well. So you just got to know what you're doing with them. Now the set I've got, if you look here, it's all standard, 1/4 inch, 5/16. They make a metric set, but which when I bought these, I bought the standard set because I'm gonna put in, because mostly what I have around here is standard bolts. I do have some metric, but what kind of surprised me though is when I popped it out, it was 5/16, which was kind of odd to me because these came from China, so I figured they'd be metric. But I put my Allen wrench back in there so I don't lose it. So there's that. We'll get that chair put back together and cleaned up. But hey, thanks for watching, and do the whole like, subscribe, and stuff. I got some other videos I'm gonna do today, and I got the same clothes on, so I do, change clothes. I just making a couple videos. I actually got some time today to make some. My wife had knee surgery last week, so I've been trying to help her and run around with the kids and stuff. So haven't had a ton of time, and I was sick for a few days. Not like bad sick, just one of them sicks where you get, you have no energy kind of thing. So, and I'm getting old. There's that. But all right. I was gonna say something else about that, but when you go to buy furniture, look under the table and chairs first, because if they have those kind of fittings, just be careful. We paid a fair amount because I just didn't have time to make my own table at that point. Don't really have time now, but so we bought a set that was a nice set, nice oak. They had a display model there. I should have looked underneath of it, and I didn't. And I didn't even, like I said, I didn't even know it was from China until I thought it was from, somewhere in the States. Because it said made in USA. Well, I misread it. It didn't say made in USA. It was like made with materials from USA. So they sent the wood to China, apparently, which I don't even know if they did that. They may have just sent the insert so they could put that on the label. I don't know. But it's all oak. It's good wood. Just the attachments were not good. And the table's the same way. So you can take our table now and it wiggles. So, and the legs are nice. The top's nice. It's solid oak. It is solid wood. it's just those attachments don't work well for things that are going to be wiggled and moved and things. And my wife likes to move the table and chairs and vacuum under them and clean, you know. So they're not super good for that. Now if you're a couple that, like, you don't have, we got little kids, foster kids, all this stuff. If you're a house that doesn't have any kids running around and you're gonna do the proper, pick the chair up properly and scoot it, not just grab it and yank it, and you're gonna sit at the table and not be rough on it, these are fine. But we have kids and foster kids and grandkids, and eventually I'm gonna make my own table. So, but hey, thanks. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'd appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.